AI SEO was obviously massive in 2025, and it's set to be exactly the same, if not more, in 2026. With that in mind, I've put together 3 things that you absolutely must care about if you want to take AI SEO seriously in 2026. But before we get into what you have to care about, I just want to say the one thing that you have to avoid, at the moment at least. It might sound a little bit weird, but it's prompt tracking. I've actually recommended prompt tracking myself before in AI SEO KPI videos, and it's something that we've covered quite a bit, but I think at the moment they're just not there. Steve Toth, we've got this post up here, over on LinkedIn, he's doing some fantastic work at the moment, basically breaking down the limitations, the flaws of prompt trackers, and it's pretty bad when you look into it. The way that they're actually getting their ideas of what the kind of prompt volume is. The moment you do kind of any sanity testing behind it, you look on Ahrefs and you see the kind of search volume that terms are getting, and then you go ahead in a prompt tracker. A prompt tracker might suggest that, oh, there's a volume of, there's 1,000 searches for this going on every month, and you go on to Ahrefs and it's 50 at most. And that discrepancy, if you then start looking into it, you realise that there are just flaws with the way that prompt trackers are working right now. It's not to say they're completely useless. They're good for a bit of directionality, but if you're taking AI SEO seriously and you want to be really optimizing for it, don't focus too much on prompt trackers. If you just focus on them, you might think that you're absolutely dominating. There we go, we're number 1 for our key term, and you might never get any traffic through it because people just won't be searching in that precise way that you've put together for your prompt tracking. And if you're tracking individual prompts or even just a small kind of barrage of them, it's just not going to be worth it. So the first thing to actually not care about particularly is individual prompt tracking. Use it for directionality, get an idea, make sure that your brand is appearing for something that you absolutely desperately would want to appear for, but don't use it overall, don't rely too heavily on it. So with that out of the way, what should you care about? What do you want to care about for your AI SEO in 2026? The first thing, absolutely, brand reputation. There's a reason that every YouTuber, every SEO guru on LinkedIn, just everyone has been posting about brand, and it's because 2025 was the year of brand, and 2026 is going to be as well. When it comes to the way that AI is putting together its recommendations, the strength of your brand, not actually your services, but the strength of your brand itself is just absolutely vital. We'll go ahead and let's have a couple of look at searches that we do. You might be in ChatGPT just talking through something like this. What are fatjoe's link building services? Like a perfectly normal kind of query that might come up at the end of, they've had a bit of back and forth and then they go into this. You'll have a look and you'll just see the moment you go onto the sources, it's just the amount of different reviews that it can pull together. Having just one review just isn't enough. Look how deep it's going for this, the sheer number of reviews. It's leaning on fatjoe's own website as well, and we'll get into that in a later point, but it's also just these external reviews. Funnily enough, ChatGPT actually probably leans less on Google reviews from everything that kind of people have seen. Google reviews are probably less used on ChatGPT, but any kind of external review platforms, your G2s, particularly Trustpilot as well. I've particularly noticed that it loves referencing Trustpilot, so we've got that there front and center on our website. Get that Trustpilot out there. Really work on maintaining your reputation through there. Get as many external reviews as you can. Respond to any bad ones, obviously. All normal stuff that you'd be doing through your own SEO anyway, but you've just got to bear in mind that just with this sheer number of reviews here, AI will go deep. It will, with its fan out queries. It's not just bringing up that one annoying Reddit thread that won't go away. It's digging, it's bringing up 10, 15 different sources. You need to build as big a profile as you can for your brand, a big, positive profile. When people are quite often in these kind of conversational searches, there's going to be a few different brands recommended throughout the point of their queries, and then a user, if you're just thinking about how they're going to be searching, they're going to get a few kind of recommendations and they're going to go, okay, cool, what are these guys actually like? What do you know about them? They might have seen an advert of yours and then they'll just go do a quick sanity check, just be like, oh, yep, what do we think of this brand? And if you can go out there and influence and get as many positive reviews as you can across as many different places, you're going to build that brand narrative. It's exactly what we're looking to do we've got our brand mention service where we're going out and we're building those kind of positive reviews, that sort of thing. That's exactly why we're doing it. That's exactly why we're doing it for ourselves and also for our clients and customers. It's because it is this important for your AI SEO. And the moment someone can go out there and there's very little information about them, or a lot of negative information without any kind of positives out there, they're just not going to get those recommendations in AI, or it will just pull through all those negatives and it's just going to put a potential customer off right away. You can do it with direct reviews, and then also, obviously, we're not just doing that, we're also looking at our more specific service-led ones. So we've got best white label link builders just as an example. There we go, we're popping up. But more interestingly, when you look at these sources, again, look at the number of sources that it's putting together for this one really short query. Listicles, everyone's been talking about them, we've been talking about them, we're selling them, everyone's doing them. I mean, particularly if your client's in a space that isn't absolutely dominated by existing SEOs, then it might be a great chance for them to stand out. In SEO, where everyone's latching onto the same tactics, it's harder to stand out. But again, it's all about building that brand reputation and just appearing in as many potential places as you can. AI doesn't actually obviously know anything about you specifically. That's not the way it works. But what it's doing is compiling, and the more times that it's seeing that positive reinforcement of these guys are good at this, the more likely that they are to then, when they're compiling all of these reviews together, they're not just repeating each one of these, they're compiling them, they're aggregating them, and they're delivering a response back. The more times that they can positively see your brand is great at this, the more likely you are to be recommended, which obviously is just the end goal of any kind of AI SEO that you'll be doing. So yeah, the brand, kicking off with the first one, brand reputation. It's just so important to build that now. Got another kind of source here I'll pop this in the description as well. This post, I'm going to keep referring back to this post because this was a fantastic experiment that was done by, sorry for the name here, Mateus. Fantastic post here. Building a fake brand and then seeing the way that AI interacts with it and building that brand reputation. What part of it, definitely, absolutely recommend, worth going through it. The way that he's built that brand reputation by going out and building those external posts is one of the most notable ways he went about doing this. So I have to recommend that. The second most important thing to build is topical authority. It's not enough to just be saying something once and then just moving on. Just having a post on your site about link building, yeah, sure, you offer it, there you go. Thinking that your service page alone or just one mention alone can handle it just isn't realistic. Again, this is just regular SEO. AI SEO is regular SEO, but you just need to know which bits to nail down on. And for this one, it's topical authority. Have a look at, if you are still going after those kind of top of funnel queries, which, there's less value in it now, but there is still that idea of building your brand in the potential customer's mind by appearing multiple times, by appearing like you are an authority in your space. It's not enough to just mention things once. So how to outsource blogger outreach. You've got to keep putting in the work. We've appeared here both for the video that was put together and also the blog post as many different times as you can be covering something with great authority overall. We've seen with the way that AI in ChatGPT was doing its searches for those reviews and just the sheer number of sources that it was compiling, putting together and aggregating. You want the same thing to be done for your site overall when someone is searching for those kind of top of funnel kind of educational queries perhaps, or even maybe moving through the funnel stages, but again, looking more kind of educational. If you can be the source that is talking around your specific topic with the greatest breadth, with the most times that when they're doing their found out queries, you're appearing in this query and this query and this query, you're going to build that overall, it's topical authority, but you're building your brand reputation. The more that you can do that, the more that you can cover off a topic in absolute depth and appear to be, at least in the eyes of AI, be that authoritative source, that number one. There we go. These are the guys we're going to reference to for it. The more important. AI is able to go deeper than ever before. The way that the queries are being handled, obviously Google has been doing this forever. Again, SEO is AI SEO. but the depth to which they can go through each of the pages, they can shoot through the website, see all the different relations, and make sure that you are really, really authoritatively talking about this particular thing. You just need to keep reinforcing it. It's the same as the brand rep of, these guys are good at this. You need to be able to nail down that idea of, these guys know what they're talking about on this. The more that you can do that, the more likely you are to be pulled through into your AI overviews, into your chat responses, therefore building that trust with the searcher that you are the guys that know what you're on about, and therefore you're hopping in at that funnel stage, hopefully then building that brand salience with both AI overall, but also ultimately the user, and therefore you're more likely to go on and make those conversions, which are ultimately what really matters. The final thing that you absolutely have to care about for AI SEO is content clarity. And by that, I mean the clarity of your own content, your own on-site content, to fight back against anything that might be happening externally. So I'm going to refer again to this post here from in Matthias's experiment. There's a point where he starts seeding fake information or just negative information against the brand on external sites, and then trying to fight back with his own FAQs. Now, it's got mixed success within the experiment. Actually, Medium and Reddit can overpower even the brand's own information. But the best way to kind of fill in those content gaps that Matthias goes through, again, I highly recommend reading it. The best way to clear up any kind of gaps in knowledge that AI is going to have about you is in your own content. So putting together those, it sounds a bit basic, but putting together those really strong FAQs is a great way of fighting back against anything that could be negative going on externally. But it's not just FAQs that matter for your content clarity. It's also just the actual on-page. Imagine that your user is on it. The copy. But it's not only your FAQs that you have to care about, it's also just your on-page copy that ultimately you want your readers to be reading, but is going to be scanned over by AI. Where a lot of sites at the moment are kind of falling down is just in fluffiness, to use AI's own word against it. ChatGPT often mentions, no fluff. Well, a lot of sites do have quite a lot of fluff, and it actually becomes quite apparent that when there's a lot of kind of vagaries, that will just be basically ignored by AI overall. It will just go, if you're just saying, oh, we're the best at this, with no real backup, no real measurements, it just gets put into kind of melded together, self-aggrandizing. There we go, these guys are okay at this. It won't stand out, actually. The best way to stand out, this comes from my own searching, where essentially a competitor of ours was getting recommended over and over and over again, and I was just wondering why. Like, what was it that they were doing that we weren't? And I had to look into it, and it was cold hard numbers. It was just stats. It was, whereas we were kind of talking around, we get great success for our clients, and we think that we do. What they were able to do was just go, we've delivered our clients an 85% increase in traffic. Just cold hard numbers that are great for AI to then either directly spit back to potential searchers. So if someone's just asking around, oh, what can I get out of blogger outreach services? What can I get out of link building? They'll be able to say, this company has secured 85% increase in traffic for their clients. It absolutely loves being able to just recommend directly like that. The idea of the kind of cold hard stats, the cold hard facts behind it. And that's what you need to start bringing in to your own content. So it's not just super clear FAQs to push back against any kind of external narrative, to really define your services. It's also, wherever possible, don't just say, we increase clients' traffic. Say how much by. Give a real case study, any kind of numbers, any kind of facts, any kind of percentage increases, anything like that, that make that really sharpen up your copy. It will convert better anyway for your readers. If they can think about the humans that are landing on your site, they're going to love it, because they're going to go, right, okay, I've got a defined idea of what these guys can do. Don't just say, we'll get you great SEO results. Give them numbers, give them stats. AI also absolutely loves that. So when you want to go ahead and go hunting for those AI recommendations, you need to make sure that your landing pages, that your service pages are really driving at that kind of thing. Cool, so we've covered off the one thing that you shouldn't care about for your AI SEO. at least moving into early 2026. And the 3 things that you absolutely have to care about if you want to start winning AI SEO in 2026. But the final thing is, what's the real measure of AI SEO? Now, I've covered before in my AI SEO KPI video a few different kind of things that you can measure, but ultimately what you really have to care about is just the traffic that you're getting through from AI and the conversions you're making. The traffic number is directional, just being able to see those numbers going up, getting an idea that clearly you are appearing in those conversations. At the moment, you're just not going to be able to track it back to, and it's these specific queries, it's these specific things. But directionally, you can see that your traffic is increasing, but ultimately it's down to your conversions. If you're not getting those conversions off that traffic, then it just implies that obviously something's going wrong. Somewhere you are appearing for the wrong kind of queries, you're maybe appearing too top of the funnel to people that aren't really going to convert. Maybe you're doing the old kind of style of, I'm going to hit every query I possibly can, I'm going to hit all sorts of different content, and then things get muddied as to whether ever that kind of brand salience that you build actually leads to conversions. Where AI really specializes is in that final moment of the user have had that really in-depth conversation where they're going back and forth about their pain points, about what it is that they're trying to solve, and then ultimately you've been recommended as a potential solution to their issues. They've come onto your site, and that's the moment where you need to capture them and convert them. And as long as you see that those conversions are keeping steady or increasing, that's how you know that your AI SEO is working. And ultimately, that's the thing that you need to care about: your return on investment and your conversions. I hope this video's helped. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to keep up to more AI SEO, regular SEO, anything like this. And let me know what you're caring about for AI SEO moving into 2026, and ultimately how you're measuring that it's working for you. Cheers.